Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally made it. We are fully in the Barbie world, and we have got that spoiler-free review for you. So excited to talk about this movie after so long of anticipating this, and it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Barbie. Wait. Welcome to the Cinefanatics. My name's Robert Adams.
I'm Chris Adams, and guess what? Barbie Watch is done! If you've been familiar with our channel, you know that we've been eagerly anticipating this movie.
I don't know why you had to sing that last one, but yeah.
I wasn't singing.
This is a really good movie, and we've been eagerly awaiting to watch this and now to talk about it.
Barbie.
So, first of all, this is spoiler-free, so don't worry about that. Also, some background. We did the Barbenheimer double feature, so we saw Barbie first and then saw Oppenheimer. So, we've already seen Oppenheimer. So, now we are talking about Barbie since seeing Oppenheimer, which, I don't know. I don't know if I would actually have a preference as to which one I was going to see first, but...
I'm exhausted either way.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, after Oppenheimer, I feel like it probably would have been good to watch Barbie for a pick-me-up a bit, but I don't know.
Here's the thing about Barbie, though, and we'll state this right off the bat. It isn't all just sunshine and rainbows. It is a lot of sunshine and rainbows, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And that's all I actually kind of want to say about that, really. There's a lot of... I use this word for Oppenheimer as well. There's a lot of poignancy to actually both of the films today.
Yeah, both these movies were thinkers in their own right, in their own way. Different kinds of things that you need to reflect on and think about afterwards. But yeah, like, it's kind of weird that's something to say about a Barbie movie. I mean, you look at like any other kind of movie that's based off of like maybe a kid's toy IP, say like Transformers for boys. Not a whole lot of thinking going on after that movie.
It's a lot of metal crashing into each other.
There wasn't a whole lot of thinking going on during those movies. So.
No.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
Oh, God. Try to forget that.
Well, okay. There was testicles and genitalia talking Barbie.
Okay,
also.
Enough of that.
Anyways, but yeah, it's a much smarter movie. This is not like a casual go-in popcorn flick, and I think that really helps it.
Well, first of all, when we're talking about Barbie, we've got to talk about the Greta Gerwig of it all, because as soon as I heard that she was the director they chose for this project, I was like, oh, this is going to be very different. If you know Greta Gerwig and her partner Noah Baumbach, they both do... I don't really know what the proper term to call it is, but their kind of writing, their kind of storytelling isn't atypical of most cinematic affairs.
I refer to it as like high-minded.
I don't even know if that's the right word, honestly.
That's how I think of them, because I don't know if there actually is like a proper term for that.
Right.
I just say it's not a popcorn flick.
Yeah. So it is. Going into it, you know that there's going to be some of their flavor on it, and it definitely does. It definitely absolutely has some of their flavor in there, but at the same time, it's still accessible for your general audience. I think it is going to be something that a lot of people listen. Let's just say this off the top. There's going to be a lot of controversy online about it, and it stands to reason that us at Cinefanatics believe there is a right way to look at it and a wrong way. And if you're looking at it the wrong way, you're wrong.
Yeah. I said it out of the theater reaction. I feel like I've thought about it since doing this reaction. I briefly said, like, if you're angry because of this movie, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. After thinking about it for a while, I'm like, was I a little too harsh on that?
No,
I wasn't actually. No, if this movie pisses you off for the roots of what this movie's talking about, then yes, you're wrong. Stop what you're doing and think about why you may be wrong in that idea. Think about, is there a reason that this story, this situation, this ideal exists? And is your thinking in line with that?
And that's the thing. Ultimately, and I do really want to dive into a lot of the ins and outs of this movie specifically, but a lot of people are prefacing their reviews with a bunch of stuff. What we'll preface our review with is it's okay to stop, look outside your own viewpoint and perspective every now and then, and listen to someone else telling you about their experience and their viewpoint. If you can do that, I think if everyone can start doing that, the world will just be a better place overall.
It is okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
You don't have to have this driven by ego or
Well,
anything.
no, it's okay to be right.
It's okay to be right also, but I mean, just know what you're talking about in this. And I know this movie is going to cause a lot of people of certain groups, I would say, to act out emotionally without thinking about what they're saying and doing before they start typing behind the anonymous of keyboard.
Now, if you're still with us,
Anonymity.
Let's actually talk about the movie as it presents itself and the people in it.
This movie's so much fun.
Because the movie's a ton of fun.
This movie was a blast.
It was absolutely everything I was hoping for this
And
movie
more.
to be, and more, going into it, seeing the trailers, really not knowing, because there was a period of time where we didn't know anything about this movie, what it was going to be like, what the story was going to be like how are you going to do Barbie in a live action format?
There's so many ways they could have actually done this movie. They could have played it straight. They could have played it like Barbie is a real person in the real world and we're just following her day-to-day activities as she deals with, like, oh my god, the food is plastic or whatever. I can't fit in my car or whatever.
I think the way they handled it is a very unique thing. And I think that's ultimately like one of my major opinions about this movie is that while this movie does, I think, still hold to that traditional 3-act structure of a film, it plays with how a movie is presented in a lot of different other ways. Mm-hmm. It is very much a cartoon in the way that it knows what it is, it leans into it, and it does not apologize at any point for it, and nor should it.
Yeah, I mean, I had so much fun with it. Like from the very beginning, calling it a cartoon is the exact right way to look at it.
Yeah.
You
it's
have
very animated.
Like even when they leave the Barbie world and they go into the real world, it's still just buffoonery, basically.
Basically, what it is there are different parts, pieces, players, all that in the movie that are all just larger than life. And I think that's the correct way to describe a lot of this movie. It's larger than life. So Margot Robbie, first and foremost, as Barbie.
Perfect casting.
I think if you saw the trailer and you didn't think perfect casting, then you're just not ready for this movie.
Now, that being said, this movie was originally in development with Amy Schumer to be playing Barbie in some other kind of storyline. And I'll go ahead and say it. If Amy Schumer was in this movie, it would have been a train wreck. Just, like, absolutely 100%. But luckily, they changed not only who's acting in it, but they also changed the story as far as we know. That was not what the Amy Schumer version was supposed to do. And I think that is a credit to Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach coming in and going, nope, I have an idea.
Exactly. There's a lot of risks that this movie takes in a lot of different ways. None of which I think is actually in the casting itself. Again, we talk about Ryan Gosling is a scene stealer. I think everybody's been saying that, and I think it is absolutely true, which is hilarious and ironic, and you have to see the movie to understand why. But both of them do a fantastic job in those roles.
Yeah.
As far as the movie as a whole, it also takes a lot of risks in different other ways, especially when it comes to Mattel signing off on, one, their product being made into a movie, but two, some of the choices they made with how Mattel is presented in the movie.
Yeah. Like that's one of the things. As soon as this movie was over, that was one of the first things I think we were talking about. I was like, man, I can't believe Mattel had like the balls to basically allow their company to be made fun of in a movie they're producing. And it works. It's fun. Obviously, it is a fictional version of Mattel.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell is not the Mattel CEO. I mean, so we know, as far as I know.
That'd be great if we found out he was, though.
Yeah, because we would just call him like Lord Business or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the crossover we should have gotten.
Exactly.
But yeah, like just essentially it's breaking a fourth wall in such a way, and it's really amazing that they did that. And I wish more companies were a lot more relaxed on stuff like that.
Yeah, this movie does not shy away from very important topics, from very important things that need to be talked about. As we mentioned, it's very opinionated in that way, and I think again, if you go into it not realizing it's going to be that way, obviously you're going to feel some way about it. A lot of people take the route of, well, I may not just be the target audience for this, or I'm this may not be speaking directly to me. The truth is, I honestly believe this movie is actually speaking to absolutely everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think this movie is for everybody, and I think this movie needs to be seen by as many people as possible. Just in that it is something that I feel like is of significant pop culture, regular culture, all kinds of significance in our daily lives. Like there's stuff about this movie that I think absolutely needs to be seen as how it is presented.
Yeah, the way they say things, real quick, going back to like how the internet discourse is going to be about this movie. There are going to be people, again, who hate this movie because of the message. But when you're trying to reach it, whether these people are just being trolls or they may just actually be ignorant, there's different ways you can go about explaining it. This is just one other way that hopefully will reach people who couldn't be reached by someone behind their keyboard going, no, you're stupid. Just flat out calling them out, calling them a troll. Yeah. Here's something that you can watch and internalize and learn on your own. And I love the fact that someone had the ability to do that in a movie. I don't foresee too many studios wanting to do something like that.
No, and it is a testament to this movie and to Greta Gerwig's idea. I know she talked a lot about like how she felt like she was putting her career on the line making this movie.
I can see that.
And I think she's going to be just fine.
She'll be Ducky.
Yeah, she'll be great. And I mean, again, it was just an all-around just fun, exciting time at the movie theater. Just being able to have such kind of anticipation for a movie that wasn't like the normal big blockbuster that everybody should get excited about, like your Marvels or your big action CGI fest like a Transformers or something. Mm-hmm. It wasn't one of those movies. It was something else, and I feel like there's a large amount of just excitement around that, and I feel like the movie deserves that excitement.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of my favorite movies of the year at this point.
It absolutely will. I will say, like, comedy-wise, please keep in mind this is a PG-13 movie. There is a lot of, like, innuendo very heavily. Kind of like what I was saying earlier. There are references to genitalia and stuff like that. And it's fun.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof genitalia, yeah, to be specific. But this is not going to be your typical family-friendly movie you want to take all the kids to. Be aware there's a couple of weird things in this movie.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of fun if you are capable of understanding and being mature about it, or just laughing along like a little teenager.
Yeah.
But other than that, the look of this movie, the production design, if this isn't up for some kind of production design or costume Oscars, I'm going to be flabbergasted.
The one-to-one recreation of different Barbie play sets and
crap,
and paraphernalia, vehicles, all that kind of stuff into a live-action, like actual life-size setting is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. The costuming. I mean, they went down and meticulously found outfits that Barbie wore in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Mm. All these old costumes and stuff. References to old Barbie and Ken dolls that Mattel thought may have been a good idea at the time, and then they discontinued. They bring those back and reference those as well. And it's hilarious that, one, that this exists, and then also realizing, wait, this actually was a thing in real life that they did. Wow. Yeah. So, like, all of that, again, if this isn't nominated for Oscars in production design and costumes, like, what are we doing with our lives?
Exactly.
Where are we at?
And then the last thing I really want to talk about also is when Ryan Gosling wasn't stealing scenes as Ken, including a whole freaking musical number, which was amazing, was that Michael Cera surprisingly actually stole some scenes as Alan too.
And I didn't think he was going to have that big of a role in this.
No.
The other thing, like with him specifically, is like they showed that he has a wife, which I believe was like Midge, I think was her name.
Midge, yeah. She was discontinued.
She was the pregnant one that was discontinued because it was weird. You know who played her?
Who?
Emerald Fennell.
Oh yeah,
the one who directed Promising Young Woman.
Oh,
so there's a little connection here between Emerald Fennell and Greta Gerwig apparently, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Also, I love hearing right now at this point that Greta Gerwig is talking about all the different kinds of movies and stuff that she wants to direct. It's like at this point, just let her go hog wild.
Yeah. After she did Lady Bird and Little Women, and now yeah, just let her do what she wants. She's gonna give you gold.
Yeah. I think ultimately at the end of the day, a lot of people are looking at it, they see Barbie, they see Pink, and they go, probably not for me. No, it is for you. Go see this movie. It's hilarious. It is such a great time. For me, this is going to be one of my favorite movies of the year. I feel like I said that. I'm saying it again just to nail that point home. This is a solid for me. It's like a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm going to give it an 8 just because like a little bit of the pacing is off.
And I know why I'm not giving it a full 10 either.
Oh, why?
Because this movie was surprisingly so short.
Yeah.
It breezed by.
Again, going back to the fact that we did that Barbenheimer thing.
Yeah.
After we saw Barbie first and then Oppenheimer, and after sitting through like the 4-day epic of Oppenheimer and then going back and thinking about Barbie, this felt like a 30-minute TV show episode compared to Oppenheimer. But yeah, it did feel pretty fast. It did stay pretty breezy.
It's a breeze. It's a good time in the theater. You should go see it. What was your rating again?
I was giving it an 8. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I thought like a little bit of stuff in the pacing was off. There was a part there where I was catching myself like kind of nodding off. I don't know if that's really a discredit to the movie or if I was just tired.
That's you.
That's probably just me. But I mean, still, like there's a little bit there still there that I was wanting a little bit more elaboration or meat on. So
you're weird.
Sometimes it's known to happen.
Anyways, you should let us know in the comments what you thought about Barbie in this review.
Yeah,
it's late, we're tired, and we want to go to bed.
Let us know down below in the comments. While you are down there, do those YouTube things. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We've got a lot of good videos coming out, including a review for Oppenheimer, so go check that out as well. Spoiler free over there on that video.
We also have other videos coming out soon where we're not shooting them at 1 a.m. in the morning and we're not dead tired after a long day.
Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for us here tonight. We want to go to bed. So, yeah, again, what did you think? Let us know down below. Make sure you follow us on social media at The Cinefanatics on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me personally at Robert Adams MLP on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. I had this down usually really fast.
YouTube.
And youtube.com/@RobertAdamsMLP.
And you can follow me at Chris Adams MLP on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, as well as twitch.tv/ChrisAdamsMLP.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you for watching. We will see you on the next one. Good night, everyone. Yes,
Sweet Barbie dreams.
We're going to go to bed now.
Pink.